Hey, I'm Karzan and welcome to my channel. It's great to see you here for another workout. Today's workout is going to be a banded workout, so we're going to be using resistance bands. Resistance bands are a really cheap and effective way of adding some extra resistance to our muscles, which is going to help us build our posture, build our core stability, build our strength. And they're really cheap and they're really accessible, and we can get lots of different sizes of resistance bands. So I'm going to show you what we're talking about. So we can get a couple of these mini bands, so glute bands. These are great because they fit nicely around our legs. And we've also got some larger ones, larger loop bands. So these bands are brilliant for allowing us to have a little bit extra movement. And you can also as well get some of these rubber elastics. Again, they're really good for creating bigger movements and really good for stretching as well. So let's get started. Okay, great. So let's just start with a very quick warm up just to get our body moving. We're going to come down onto the mat. We're just going to do some cat-cows. So making sure that we've got our hands and our feet in all four corners. Really making sure that we're supporting ourselves with our shoulder. We're not sinking down. And just starting to mobilize that spine and our back muscles. And if you wanted to add a bit of extra movement, you always can. Whatever feels good for you. So we're going to be focusing on these cat-cows, just a couple more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come to downward dog into a plank movement. So this is very much like a yoga inspired warm up. So we're going to come to a plank and then to our down dog. And this is where my t-shirt starts to come over my head. Making sure that our hips and our core stays nice and engaged, that we're not slipping or falling down. And if you wanted to, you can add a couple of extra movements as well. Okay. So now we've done the down dogs, what we're just going to do is come into a thread the needle pose. So we're just, again, we're going to make this nice and dynamic. And this is going to be great for our core as well. So find your big band, put your feet in the middle, shoulder width apart, and we're just going to squat and thrust upwards. So these are our thruster squats. These are great because it's going to be challenging our legs, but also our shoulders, our core, our back muscles, making sure that we're staying really nice and strong, not collapsing under the weight of the band. I'm really going to start to feel some heat go for 2 more. 1 and 2. Whew. Okay, so sticking with the long looped band, what we're going to do now is do some deadlifts. So hinging there and imagining that we're closing a door with our backside, sticking that out between us, really engaging through the hamstrings. If you want it a little bit harder, just hold a little bit closer. One more here. Okay, so next let's do a single leg deadlift. Here what we can do is just hold on to it like so. It's also going to provide us with a little bit of stability. Leg first. All right, and then coming your opposite side. Now if you don't have a long band, what you could do is use some weights. You could just use your body weight. That just makes it, gives you something extra to use. Whew. Okay. So what we're going to do now is switch to one of our mini bands. We're just going to pop this to our legs. And what we're going to do is just do some narrow squats. And we're going to be sticking with this band for the next exercise as well. So what we're going to do now is come to some hip bridges. So we're going to either do them with both legs, really making sure that you engage your glutes, pushing up with your hips, or if you're up for a challenge, just coming to do single leg hip bridge as well. 10 more seconds on this side. again, if you're just on your double leg bridge, this time what you could do is put your hands over your head. Or if you're on the single one, then just coming back to your right leg. So let's come back onto our fours. And what we're going to do here is just some donkey kickbacks. Really squeezing through the glute muscles. Just for an all-rounded leg workout. If you wanted to add some fire hydrants, you can also add those in as well. Let's come over to our left side. So starting off with the donkey kickbacks, and then we'll go into those fire hydrants because I quite like those. Making sure when you're here that you're supporting yourself through your shoulders, that you're pushing up, you're not letting yourself sink down like this. We've got a really nice core base. And when you're ready, switch into fire hydrants. And we're nearly there. Last couple of exercises. I'm going to come down onto our forearm. We're going to come into some clams. The one thing that we can do, just lift up through the hips. As well, this is going to be great for our core and our oblique muscles. Last couple. Swapping over to the other side. Round two. If you don't feel ready for the side plank, what you can do is just practice opening out through your hips. If you're ready for a bit of a challenge. Last couple. So, there's our resistance band mini workout. What we're going to do now is just come into a bit of a cool down, some mobility work. Just going to come into some 90-90s. So either you can have your hands down, you can have your hands to your chest, last things that we're going to do, just have a little stretch here, just through our back and our hamstring, wrapping our foot just off to the side, wrapping ourselves around and just having a little twist. Shake off your ankles here as well. And we are done. So that is the resistance band workout. I hope you guys have a great ride.